Hi, welcome to episode 297 of your favorite daily podcast, A Couple of Things, a podcast about things. Today, I'm going to be talking about some psychological biases, starting with the illusion of explanatory depth. Let's get into it. So today, I had a very long train ride, and I spent some time reading some of my newsletters, which I haven't done in a while, to be honest. And I stumbled in an essay by Adam Mastroianni, which is definitely one of my favorite newsletters. The concept of the illusion of explanatory depth, which Wikipedia, not the best source, but who are going to use it, describes as a cognitive bias or an illusion where people tend to believe they understand a topic better than they actually do. And it's so fascinating how this comes up in our everyday lives. We do it. Everyone does it. Like literally everybody in the world does it. Think, if I said to you that I was going to put my toaster in the dishwasher to clean it. I don't have a toaster, but just imagine that I had a toaster and I said, oh, you guys, I'm going to put my toaster in the dishwasher because it's really dirty and I want it to clean. What is your immediate reaction? I'm sure that you're thinking like, is this girl stupid? Wow, Lade, I thought you were smarter than this, and things like that. But guess what? When I stumbled upon this concept of the illusion of explanatory depth, I remembered an essay I read a while back about a science teacher guy who put his toaster in the dishwasher. And he talks about how the difference between conventional wisdom and conventional ignorance, because we think we know things. Because wow, this is just a fact. Everybody knows this. You can't put the toaster in the dishwasher. It's an electric device. You're going to get, it won't work, or something's going to explode or whatever. It's an electronic device, blah blah blah. But it turns out that you can put a toaster. Well, maybe I don't know about the modern smart toasters, but your regular old dumb toaster, you can put in the dishwasher because it's an electrical device, not an electronic one, which are two different things. And I will put the links to both the putting the toaster in the dishwasher article and the Adam Mastroianni article that inspired this thought in the show notes. But it was just very interesting to see how there are so many things that we think we know that we actually don't know. Because you can definitely, before I said this now, you could definitely have given a lot of reasons why it's not wise to put a toaster in the dishwasher. And if you check on Quora and all, because when I Googled, because I was trying to find this toaster in the dishwasher article and I Googled it, and the first result was literally a Quora Q&A thing where everybody was like, no, don't put the toaster in the dishwasher, it's not a good idea, blah, blah, blah. Turns out it's fine. And the illusion of explanatory depth comes up in so many ways in our lives because we think we know how to explain things, we know why things work. But when you actually sit down and think about it, or you actually have to explain to someone, then you realize that you actually don't know, because we conflate the fact that we are aware of something or we use something to the idea that we actually know how it works, because it's so obvious how it works. Take for example driving a car. You know how to drive a car, but do you know how a car actually works? Like actually, why is it that when you put the key in the car or you push the start button, it moves? You press the brake, you press the accelerator and it moves. Like why? What makes that happen? I don't know. I just know that it happens. But if you ask me like, how well do you know how a car works? I was like, yeah, I think I know how a car works. But really, I don't. I just know that it works. Why does your TV come on when you press the power button on the remote? Do you know? Think about it. No, you don't. You just press the power button. I mean, I know that some smart ass will say they know. Yes, maybe you know. But generally, most people don't know. And also, there are things where you definitely have the illusion of explanatory depth. There are so many things where we really don't know. We really don't understand how something works or how something is. But because we see it, everybody talks about it, it seems so natural. And it's like, yeah, well, of course I know how that works. But when you really peer into it, when you really like strip it down, you don't actually. Another one that he talked about is the planning fallacy, which is a huge problem for so many of us. You know how you almost always underestimate how much time it will take you to do something, or how much time it will take you to get somewhere, or how much time anything will take. That is the planning fallacy. It's such a big problem. Like, we face this every day. Every day I write this long ass to-do list of things that I think that I'm going to be able to do, and every day I never finish it. And not like, oh, because I was distracted or I was procrastinating. Like, even on the days where I'm like super focused, I'm doing the things that I want to do, I'm not distracted, I'm heads down doing the work, you still don't finish. No matter how many times I go to the shopping center near my house, I always underestimate how much time it takes me to get there. I'm like, oh yeah, it's just a 10-minute walk. No, it's actually a 20-minute walk. So it takes me 20 minutes to walk there, and then I'm going to do all my shopping, and then it takes me another 20 minutes to come back. But every time I'm planning, I'm like, oh yeah, it's a 10-minute walk, and so I plan for only 10 minutes. And that, my dear friends, is the planning fallacy. And again, it's not because I'm stupid, it's just a human bias. And you do it too. Is why you are late for online meetings as well, when you simply have to just turn on your laptop and join it. Like, is why you always want to push the deadline, like, oh yeah, I can finish this by tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and I'm like, oh, I actually can't finish this by tomorrow, maybe because it's more difficult than you thought, or you had other things that took more time than you thought as well. So it's just something to be aware of as we go through life. It's not because sometimes because you're indisciplined and procrastinating, but sometimes it's not. It's just because you didn't plan enough time. You thought you could finish it faster than you actually could. And the final bias I want to talk about, although it's not in Adam Mastroianni's article, is the pro-innovation bias, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's the idea that this innovative thing that has been created is so good and so great that it must be applied to everyone, everywhere, without any contextualization or adaptation to the situation. And it's the best thing since sliced bread. We must all just keep doing it forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And you don't need me to tell you the current phase, the current thing that we're dealing with our new like AI is the solution to everything. Is one such example of the pro-innovation bias. And look, I actually think that like a lot of the, don't quote me anywhere, but I look, feel like a lot of the founders of all these AI companies are greatly and grossly exaggerating the possibilities of what is actually realistic right now, like based on what they currently have, because it's great for funding. Hype creates more funding for them. It's basically, I strongly believe that many of them are doing what Elizabeth Holmes did with Theranos, but maybe people may not care as much because it's not healthcare, even though some people are using AI tools in healthcare as well, but that's by the way. But yeah, that's all the biases I want to talk about today. Thank you for listening, and on to the number fact. So I didn't do number facts in the last episodes, but I really want to share a number fact about 70. 70 is a weird number. Go and look it up. It's really fun. I looked up what a weird number means, and it's really fun. But anyway, there are 68 days left in the year, and 68 is the ideal temperature in Fahrenheit for developing black and white film. And today is October 24. On this day in 1911, Orville Wright remained in the air for 9 minutes and 45 seconds in a Vice glider in North Carolina. And also on this day in 1901, Annie Edison Taylor became the first person to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel. Now, this is very interesting to me because like it's very specific, in a barrel. I wonder what was the thought behind that. Why a barrel? Why nothing else? And what are the other things that people have used to go over the Niagara Falls before then that made this barrel thing such a big deal that it had to be recorded as a on this day in history fact? And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Bye. Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. If there was anything you found interesting or insightful, or you enjoyed the episode, please do share to someone or multiple people. Like, leave a comment, and definitely do subscribe and all the nice things. Bye.